All right, we are rolling.
And hello and welcome everybody to In the Guard, your one-stop shop for all things combat sports. I am Mike.
I'm Tony.
And we are coming fresh off the heels of UFC 263. Bunch of main events. Main event being Israel Adesanya versus Marvin Vettori. And that's where we're going to pick things up, right?
Well, first, we got to talk about the event setting a single event record for the
time.
longest duration time. I think it was 3 hours and 13 minutes.
At least it was cage time, though.
Yeah,
right?
11 out of 14 fights went to decision.
Like, what really gets me mad, and we have a card, and there's like a bunch of first-round knockouts, and we're sitting around for 20 minutes for the next fight to start. I'd rather spend time watching a fight rather than in between. But again, when you have 14 fights in the card and none of them gets thrown off, you're gonna start seeing more of this. This is gonna happen more often, right? As COVID starts put in the back burner, we start moving on. You're gonna see a lot of these 14 fight cards and not getting any of them pulled off.
Cancel those Saturday plans. It's long ones.
Yeah. Or just come back for the main card. You could nowadays with ESPN Plus, if you're a true fan, you can kind of be on the go and follow around what's going on.
Yeah.
Like we've done it. We do.
Or you can just watch the prelims in the morning. The
Yeah,
next day.
or just have it kind of in background noise. If there's anything you need to see of noteworthy, you can look back and look at it. Kind of like we had going on yesterday for some of those fights, right?
Yeah.
But main event, kind of Izzy's chance to rectify his closest defeat at middleweight, right? That split decision win against Marvin Vettori. Has been kind of a run lately, and Izzy just kind of showed Marvin there's levels to this shit.
Oh, for sure. He technically outclassed him for the whole fight.
Right.
Vettori doesn't belong to be in the
Well,
cage
with Vettori had that false decision given by notorious judge Chris Lee. He's the only one that said Marvin Vettori won that fight back when it happened in 2018.
Vettori thinks one takedown gets you around, I think.
Vettori does not think. All right. I don't think he's much of a thinker. He probably does not read too many books. They call him the meathead for a reason. He thought he just came off that dominant performance against Kevin Holland, where he just had 11 takedowns, all this control time against this good striker. I'm gonna do this to Izzy. Adesanya, who's a similar build to Holland. But no, Izzy is an all-around martial artist.
Izzy doesn't accept being on his back like Holland.
And not only that, he saw the Jan Blachowicz fight. Like, oh, if he could do it, I can do it. You are not Jan Blachowicz, right? Yeah. This is you're not a champion level. You're not bigger than Izzy. We were talking about during the intro, like people think Izzy's small because he's so long. He's not a small dude. He's about 6'4". He's got thick legs. He's strong. It's hard to take down. So very similar to John Jones all those years, right? That's why the whole comparisons like dream match Jones versus Izzy, they're built very similar, right? He's bigger than he seems.
He gets that leg span spread, breaks those grips.
Right.
It's hard to keep your hands locked.
And then Vettori gets him down, and Izzy stands up. He gets him back up. So in that first round, Vettori, you got what you wanted right away, and it did nothing for you. It did absolutely nothing for you. Izzy got back up, and he pieced up your legs.
Demoralizing.
Right. And you start to see in his eyes, even Cordero, his coach, was like, you got to go. You got to go first. What are you doing?
Yeah,
Stop
he's
being
getting pissed.
passive.
He's getting fired up.
Because you could see in Vettori's eyes, I got nothing for this guy. If I can't take him down and control him on the ground, I'm not going to beat him standing up. There's no way.
The only thing that was missing was a finish. I would have liked to see Izzy finish him, but
yeah, Vettori is a tough dude, right? It's not like he's going to finish much. I don't remember him getting finished.
No,
right?
He's not been finished.
And he did go 5 rounds with Jack Hermanson, so he has a gas tank. We know he has that. He went 5 at Holland doing a lot of wrestling. Yeah, he was on top of Cho, but even controlling person from the top takes a lot of energy. Getting takedowns a lot of energy. So we know he has a gas tank. And he didn't really. There's a couple times where Izzy tried to hit him with those question mark kicks, like because he'd been set up with the leg kick, and he just kind of missed it a little bit, and couldn't get done. But it was a clean sweep, 50-45, and I don't think anybody really debates that.
Total domination.
So going forward, there's only one fight to make for Izzy. It's Whitaker. Yeah, he iced Whitaker, and again, biggest Izzy back you're gonna find in the world right here. But that we did not get to see that fight. Flash knockouts, yeah, they're
second
great.
Round, right?
No, it was right out the gate.
Was it in the first?
It
was
was right,
second
I
round.
it was right out the gate.
I think he knocked him out in the second.
Let's look that up. I believe it was within less than a minute. It was a quick fight, I believe. Or it was less than a minute of the second round. It was early in the round whenever he did it.
It was a second round, I think.
That was close though, for sure, right?
Second round.
Second round.
Wow, I don't remember the first round happening.
I remember it was a left hook.
It was a hook. It was a quick hook for sure.
Dropped him
down. So again, anyone can get caught. And then there's nobody else in the division. There really is nobody else stepped up, ready to go, and that's the fight to make. For Vettori, I think the fight we kind of talked about before never happened is Paulo Costa.
If he wants to fight.
If Costa ever wants
to, told him to quit.
Right.
Well, he ain't gonna make enough money fighting Vettori.
Dana's calling his bluff. Right. He has no leverage. He's coming off a loss. He has nowhere else to go. Like, well, maybe he can model. if he wanted to. But as far as the fight game, nobody else, he's not going to go nowhere. So that's the fight I think should happen next. Because Vettori, you're done fighting at no-namers on the prelims. You're a main card guy now. You got to fight main card people. And I think that's the best fight to go for these two.
All right, let's move to the next fight.
Biggest moment of the night.
It's went exactly as I predicted.
Right here.
Only the wrong person did it. Only the wrong person did it. This is what I thought was going to happen. I just thought it was going to be Davis and Figueiredo doing this.
Well, I mean, the story behind it was, Davison being sick, having health issues with the first weight cut, not being 100%. Well, what's going to be the excuse now? Moreno fucking put it on you.
Well, he had a bad weight cut again. But that's what Figgy does. He has bad, because he's cutting so much weight. They're all bad weight cuts. And he came in there. He just didn't look on the same level as Moreno in this fight. If you didn't tell me, if I don't watch fights,
he fought a much better fight.
Who the reigning champion that everyone thinks is legend, and I'm one of them too. Like, is this next guy that's gonna be big in that division, keep it on his shoulders? I would thought, it's the Moreno. That's the guy you're talking about, right? Because he was beating Figgy on every level of the fight, on the feet, in transitions, in the wrestling, and then when it got to the floor, it didn't get back up. Moreno chokes him out. Again, it happened exactly the way I thought it would be. I just thought it'd be the other way around, where Figgy does that to Moreno. But congrats on him, man. First Mexican-born champion in UFC history, and he was just ecstatic. It was good to see a guy. He's a good dude. We were kind of watching the video before we went on air about him and his Lego collection. Like, he's a giant child, Mickey Mouse tattoo on his back. Hard not to cheer for.
The Assassin Baby.
The Assassin Baby, a perfect name for him. So, again, congrats to him. And going forward, it's a big question mark for Figueiredo.
Yeah, what's going to happen? Can he continue to cut this weight? Like we were saying earlier, too, can he go to bantamweight? Those guys are big.
Bantamweight is a bunch of big boys. You got guys like O'Malley in the bottom of the top 15.
He can't bully people around.
Right? You got Davey Grant floating around over there.
My boy.
We'll talk about Davey Grant a little bit later. That's not a path for success. He's got to try to hang around that 125, I think. And now, again, that division's not too deep. That's the one thing he does have on his side, right? There's not that many people. He can work his way back up to a title fight in relatively quickness. He could be doing another championship fight next year if he got a couple wins under his belt. I just hope they don't go the rematch route. I don't think there's a need for it.
That was convincing.
They're very convincing.
I mean, it's not like he outclassed Moreno in that first fight. Like, that was
I don't want to hear
fight.
a narrative about a weight cut, because Figgy, you're not. You have trouble making weight. That's what you're doing. You're cutting weight to get down there. That's part of the job, and Moreno just beat you up. That's what happened. So I would like to see Moreno and Royval. So hopefully Royval can beat Pantoja and move into that position.
Yeah, because that was a little freak accident.
Moreno got that win against him, that TKO. His shoulder separated at the end of the first round. But we all know Royval's game, and I think that could be another instant banger. Them two going at it in the 5-round main event. Whereas Figgy, I like the Askarov.
Yeah.
Put him with Oscar Askarov. Again, another guy like Vettori. You ain't going too far down. You're not going to 10, 15. You're fighting another top 5 guy. Askarov just had a win, and it's almost like a title eliminator for them. Whoever wins that. Again, if Figgy can get right back in that title picture real fast with a win, but he should have taken a step back after you tapped. We talked about it last night. Like, why you tap?
Yeah.
Why you can't tap? If you're the champion on a choke, you can't tap. I can kind of understand on a limb. You go to take a nap. That is your title. You are the champion. And he's a choke. It's a rear naked choke. It doesn't hurt that bad. It's uncomfortable. You'll go to sleep for a little bit, and you'll wake right back up, and you will be fine. Why are you tapping out? Do everything you can to get out of there.
Is it worse for the fans to see you asleep or for you to tap?
I'd rather see you go to sleep. You went out on your sword.
I don't know. Because, I don't even remember. I mean, I know he tapped and he was out, but, he becomes a meme the moment he's Moreno gets up and he just flops over like a fish.
There's a lot of good people that are memes.
Hey, yeah, right. I'm telling you.
Connor's still sleeping in that ring.
It takes a lot for me to even tap in training, let alone in a title fight, especially on a choke. If he had him in a crazy arm bar where it can ruin your life, or a knee bar that can be your career over, I can see that. You maybe not go the Tony Ferguson route,
right?
But on a rear naked choke, go to sleep.
Yeah.
You'll be up in a couple seconds. You'll be fine. And you're not going to nap. You're not going to go totally out.
Jamal Hill.
Oh, that's another freak incident going on. But yeah, great fight. Probably like Tony said, the moment of the night.
Yeah.
This was basically Rocky, right?
Yeah.
That's like a real life Rocky. You had the the bigger, badder, stronger champion against the lovable underdog, and Brandon Moreno pulls it off. So good.
Let's
for
get
him.
to my second favorite moment of the night.
And the next fight, my favorite fight.
We got Rocky Leon Edwards against Nate Diaz, 209, Stockton's own.
Needed.
Mr. I Ride Bicycle, Smoke Weed.
We can't look at these numbers. It says that there's no way that Nate Diaz outstruck him. There's no way. God damn it. Goddamn UFC. Fuck your website.
Leon Edwards outstruck him for 4 of the 5 rounds.
Right. for almost majority. That last minute is when Nate put that beat on him.
He was beating up Nate for 4 or 5 rounds.
Doubled him up almost too. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Well, and it says, double and all around.
Well, are they counting his back turns as fucking strikes or whatever? Or this little, where he slapped him on his butt and shit?
Yeah. Doing his brother's type shit.
Right.
But the 5th round.
The 5th
fucking
round.
Nate.
So Edwards in control, right? Beating him up. Had a nice little grappling exchange with him early in the fight too, which is kind of a shocking because we all know that Diaz has that Cesar Gracie jiu-jitsu. He did almost catch him in that knee bar late too. But late in the 5th round, Edwards cruising to a victory. Nate starts letting those hands fly, and he catches Leon. And you can you can kind of see the lights go out. They're flickering. They may not be going out, but they're flickering for sure. He loses his bearings a little bit, and Nate decides to flex. Why did he decide to flex?
He points and flexes.
He points at him like, "Yeah, I got you." Like, no, go finish this guy. You have him.
I was screaming at the TV.
What are you doing? But that's why we love him too, right? Yeah. That's why Nate Diaz is not worried about rankings. He's not worried about titles. He wants to go in there and fight and enjoy himself, right? Yeah. He wants to be himself in that cage. But, oh, man, he was that close.
I didn't think it was going to make it to 5 rounds. I thought Leon was either going to, cut him up. That would stop it. He cut him up.
Well, I thought the only way he's going to stop was with a cut. Yeah. You're not going to knock Nate Diaz. He don't go to bed.
It's only been finished once, right?
By that kick
Josh
by Thompson. That Josh Thompson kick. He doesn't. He always says, "I don't get finished. I don't get finished. I don't get finished." And he didn't. And we know his cardio is going to be there, right? The Diaz brothers do triathlons.
He's asking Dana for a 6th round in his next fight. Yeah. 6th round. And he said he won in the real world.
Yeah. He said in his
listen.
MFL, he won.
If they were 10-round fights, Nate would win.
All of them. All of them. Undefeated. The GOAT. The 10-round GOAT.
And there was no cuts or no stoppages to cuts. Yeah, he'd win every fight. Oh, no doubt about it. Pride rules, Nate wins. Every fight.
Yeah. Yeah, if it was Pride Rules, Nate would be a much stronger competitor for sure. He's already good as is, but that Pride Rules definitely favor him. I mean, the only next stop for Leon Edwards is Kamaru Usman, right?
Yeah, but Usman's got Covington, right?
But that fight's like technically booked.
Could you do a Bilal and Leon rematch? Nah, it's not fair to Leon.
I wouldn't. Bilal, we'll talk about it. Bilal does not deserve anything near that right now. And Nate Diaz, I'm hearing that Jake Paul is already looking at him after Woodley. And if I'm Nate Diaz, I'm doing it.
Fuck yeah.
If I'm Nate Diaz, I'm doing it. I'm not going to get hurt.
Right.
I'm going to make a lot of money. I'm 36, 37 years old. That's the biggest paycheck I'm going to get.
Cash out.
And he can still come back to UFC and fight Conor after that if he wanted to. And people still pay for that. Or Masvidal. Or,
crazy for
how could you
that
not?
might be a good time. Conor loses to Poirier. He goes and boxes Paul. That may be a good time to set up that trilogy match.
Right. I mean, he's got everything that he wants to do. That's the beauty of this fight, right? Nate Diaz had nothing to lose. Went in there. If he did end up beating Leon Edwards, his stock skyrockets right through the roof. If he loses in what he did in that fight, he's still Nate Diaz. Nobody thinks, I don't want to watch him fight anymore. He didn't look outclassed. He was getting beaten, but he didn't look like he was out of state. And this is one of the best fighters in the world. So he was up at his level still. Again, so
I was surprised, how well he did actually.
Like it was clearly Edwards winning the fight. Don't get me wrong, but again, Nate didn't look out of place. Like we'll talk about in the next fight. What happened with the veteran?
All right, let's move it on to your favorite fight of the night.
Oh, God, man. Awful fight.
And I like both of these guys, right? Damian Maia, a grappling legend, MMA legend too. His time that he's put in the UFC versus the local guy, Bilal Muhammad, kind of got screwed over in that Rocky Edwards fight. But we always say, right, styles make fights.
Everything happens for a reason, too.
And the styles, these two guys' styles do not mix in a cage for an entertaining fight, right? Yeah. Damian Maia wants to get this fight down to the ground. He wants to try to submit you, not really do much for striking. We know that's not going to be the case. And Bilal Muhammad is his basic
decision point fighter.
Yeah, toughness and volume, right? Yeah. Toughness and volume. Come forward. I'm not going to knock you out. I'm not really going to sub you. I don't even really wrestle that much, right? It's kind of stand forward, throw them hands, take the shots you're going to give me, and keep coming forward. And when you have a guy who's just trying to shoot single leg takedowns and not really throw at you, if it's a guy who's just pretty much standing there in the middle waiting for you to try to do something to him, you get what you got last night in this Bilal Muhammad. I mean, unanimous decision, I guess.
Yeah, he won the
somebody
fight.
has to win.
I mean, Damian Maia just shot singles all night and couldn't get any of them down. So
I don't think these guys are sore today. I don't think either one of them are sore this morning. They had a good workout. They were tired from the moving around and all that, but that was basically what they do in training every single day.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think Dana thinks this is the end of Maya
Should be.
in the UFC. I think we would all probably agree with that. What
I
does
thought
that mean?
he was done before his fight got announced, honestly, because he was never like mentioned in anything.
Yeah,
He's kind of sitting there in that 8 spot or 9 spot.
He came out of nowhere. He got sent to the Shadow Realm by Gilbert Burns.
Yeah,
and didn't hear anything
and
for a while.
Like a year and a half, he was kind of sleeping still after he tapped out Askren.
Yeah.
Well, and then so what does this mean for Bilal?
I mean, I give him another top 15 guy. Let's look at that welterweight division.
What's the top 10? Give him the start of the top 10.
I might even make him with a fight somebody below him. Maybe a. Well, Sean Brady's got Kevin Lee, right?
What about our
Masvidal.
favorite guy there, number 11? Zhang Liang.
That's jingling, man.
Zhang Liang.
That's jingling.
Give him Zhang
Or
Liang.
we just had Muslim Salikov had looked pretty good in that performance. I like to see that fight.
Yeah.
Bilal and Muslim.
What about Ponzinibbio?
Ponzinibbio, I want to see him fight Vicente Luque. That's the fight I want that fight to happen. So I'm trying to hold out hope that
Get
that's
a
the
Neil
fight.
Magny below Muhammad.
That would work too. That's a very similar fight. Good fight for Neil. Neil kind of needs that fight, I think. Actually, I think that's a better book. I'd go either Muslim Salikov or Jeff Neal. But Jeff Neal said I think he's taking time off. After his last fight, after he lost to Magny, I think he's going to take some time off. But yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing either one of those. Either Neil, if you want to give him, if you think you should give him a raised up guy, is he going to go up from 12? I don't know.
I mean, he should, right?
Well, he beat Maya. Maya's 9, so 9's
Right.
coming down.
Should Maya be 9? That's the question we're looking
Yeah, I don't
at.
even know how he is even 9.
Or if you want to have some fun with it, why don't you make Masvidal Muhammad?
That's what I say. Masvidal.
That's not too bad. I kind of talked about that before for the BMF title, right? Put that BMF title on the line. So those are 3 fights that I could see happening and would make sense for all reasons for everybody involved.
All right, let's keep rolling. This next fight got gruesome there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Paul Craig and Jamal Hill.
There is some good news for Jamal Hill, though. It was just a dislocation.
Yeah.
And they popped it back in, and he's obviously going to have some damage, but it was no like ligament tears, and
he was in a bad.
It's the best
spot,
thing that
though.
could happen in that situation.
So, be honest. As you were watching the fight live, did you think it needed to be stopped sooner? Or
it looked like when I was watching it, he was like tapping.
No, that was his hand flapping. That wasn't. I can tell you, it was his arm flapping because there was nothing there. I don't think a ref should ever stop a fight unless the person taps. That's my personal philosophy. Because if I'm in that cage and I don't tap out, I'd be fucking pissed.
Right.
But I get the argument the other way. But there is no rule for it, is there?
Right. Well, I think the ref, if he'd known that his arm was
and
dislocated
I
or
understand,
broken,
and I understand the stoppage. I'm not going to say, oh, that's a travesty, whatever. I personally, though, think that it should be on the guy. If the guy wants to fight with one arm, like,
you got to be saved from yourself sometimes,
why?
maybe.
You're there by choice.
It's true.
No one's forcing you to be there. And we've seen some crazy shit happen with
you
one arm.
want to be there again,
That
right?
one guy on Bellator is fighting with one arm. He doesn't even have one arm, 2 arms to start.
Yeah.
And he's in there fighting.
Mother Mike Tyson, I got one eye. My kids are going to be afraid of me.
No, Tyson fought with a broken back. Remember, it was spinal.
Yeah, spinal.
I broke my back. But Paul Craig had one route to get this fight to win,
He
and
had
it
him
happened,
there. He had
which
him there.
kind of questions Jamal Hill's fight IQ.
He's young, man.
But I'm saying exactly, you got to learn. You can improve it. I don't think it can't be improved.
Well, he's literally number 15.
Right, he's 9-0
in a division that ain't that deep.
Right. Paul Craig's number 14 too, but it's not a great fighter either. But this guy can only beat you in one place if that fight goes to the floor. So even if I knock him down, I'm not chasing for the ground and pound.
Right.
Stand back up. Let's go again. Because you're not going to hurt me standing up. Stand back up again. There's no reason to go to the ground for it. Eventually, you're going to knock him out, get a walk off because Paul Craig can't stand with you.
Yeah.
You can't do it. So again, he went in there and Craig, great grappler, kind of again everything that Doladize wants to be. Paul Craig. That's basically the good version of Roman Doladize. It kind of looks alike too. They kind of look similar. They have similar looks. A little bit less chest hair for Paul Craig. That's about it.
Is that a Bang energy drink
It
tattoo?
looks like
I was trying to see. Is that a PC maybe though for Paul Craig?
Paul Craig.
Like
That's
his
what I was
logo?
thinking. Maybe a PC.
But it does look like a
But
Bang
it's
energy.
upside down.
Yeah.
But not to him.
Not to him.
I mean, it could be
I guess
Bang
if your
energy.
hand is raised.
But if he looks at it, it's a backwards P.
It's PC.
I guess.
I mean, it could be Bang. That's the Bang logo too, isn't it?
That's the Bang energy drink.
Bang does like sponsor fighters, and maybe he got paid good money for it. He looked like he's number 27 on his dick too, right over coming up.
I don't know what that is either.
He probably play like rugby or some shit.
Yeah,
maybe Red's motocross or something. Who knows?
He looks like a rugby player up there in.
Well, so what's next for Paul Craig? What division are they in?
Light heavyweight.
Light
I was looking at
heavyweight.
this earlier. I had a good. Oh, I think
Ryan
give
Spann.
him the winner of Spann and Smith.
What about Jimmy Crute?
Jimmy Crute has he fought?
He fought Smith recently. Remember, he got the knee.
The injury.
Yeah, it's a fight.
What? No, that's you have Crute versus Hill. One leg versus one arm. They both lost by technical knockouts. And then you go. I think, but I was thinking that like Ryan Spann's fighting Anthony Smith soon. So the winner of that fight.
What's Krylov doing?
Dominic Reyes might be a good fight.
Yeah, he's fell far. So
I think
Or
Ozdemir
Anthony
Smith
Smith wouldn't be bad either.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Spann and Smith are fighting.
That's right.
That fight is on paper. So I think the winner of that fight, or you can give him Misha Serkinov. That's another opportunity for him to probably get a win because Serkinov wants to grapple with him.
Yeah.
All right. Jamal Hill, he's just got to regroup here.
I like the Crute idea.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, give him the loser.
Yeah, him and Crute both lost their last fight based on injury. They had to stop the fight. One leg versus
Both
one arm.
good
Let's
prospects.
go.
Let 'em
Yeah,
go
they both have promising futures. Yeah, Hill's not done by any stretch of the imagination at all.
Yeah.
Right.
But he just needs to realize that when you have a clear advantage of somebody, don't go into their strength.
All right, let's go to the undercard.
Fight of the night.
Great fight. And this was one of my toughest fights to pick all night long. Me and Tony went back and forth.
Good one.
Yeah, Drew Dober, Brad Quake Riddell, and I mean those Atos purple belts showing off, right?
Yeah, and Tiger Muay Thai for Brad. We knew this. I thought Brad would have a bigger advantage in the striking game than he showed up there.
Well, that first round.
Well, that's because Drew just kept eating all his punches
Right.
and kept walking forward.
And then, like I said, this
Look
guy
at the
was
jaw on that dude, though.
like
It's got
Tiger Muay Thai. We all know
Superman
that's
jawline. Jesus.
Tiger Muay Thai. When it comes to striking, that's like the cream of the crop. You go
Yeah.
up there, and he was an instructor there at Tiger Muay Thai with old boy in the lightweight division.
Yeah.
What's his name? Rafael
Fiziev.
And Dober, tough as nails and powerful as fuck. Right, kind of. Had a bad matchup with Islam Makhachev his last fight. Didn't really get a chance to fight where he wanted to because Makhachev's just going to wrestle fuck you all day and all night. Got to get this fight standing up, and this is just a banger left and right.
Dober put him on his heels in that first round. Like,
He's
had
got
him
the
rocked,
power.
but I think Riddell got his groove and
Right.
showed that he was a more competent striker.
And I
was
think
grappling.
Dober started
exchanges.
fatigue a little bit enough
Yeah.
that slowed him down, and then the technical striking of Riddell played off in the end to edge out that close
Definitely
decision.
a fun fight. Though.
Yeah, definitely. If you're going to go back and you missed the fights for whatever, go back and watch this one.
Yeah, that was when I started watching the fights last night. I caught that was the first fight I saw.
The opposite of this next one.
Skip this one.
Yeah.
We should start doing that. Ones that are worth watching, ones that aren't worth watching. What you can skip.
If you
what
missed
you
it,
can't.
this one, a rematch from that crazy ending that happened a few months back. Eric Anders, your boy, versus the dentist Darren Stewart at light heavyweight. These guys normally fight at middleweight. Their last fight was at middleweight, but I guess because of the quick rescheduling, they didn't want to go through weight cuts again, so they agreed to do it at 205. And this is just basically two guys rubbing titties for 3 rounds.
Yeah,
right?
Stewart wins the first round. Actually, out grapples Anders.
Right.
Second round's pretty close. Anders edges it, I think. More control against the fence. Nothing much happening in third round. Anders wins clearly. So
it just kind of proves the point that you can't bank on Eric Anders.
Yeah.
Right? He gets the win. He edged it out, but he very easily could have, like I said, when you let these fights go to decision and there's really not much going on, nothing really to sink your teeth into, you are just like going off who's sitting in that chair. What does that person see? What's the angle they saw? What they thought? Because he did not really separate himself in this fight. He had Darren Stewart rocked in that first fight. Was really on the way to getting a first round knockout. Right? Was it first or second round? Whatever it was. He was beating the shit out of Darren Stewart. Right, and Darren Stewart's a tough guy too.
A little bit lower of a weight class.
Yeah,
too.
he's tough. He's tough to finish. He was in there with Kevin Holland, who was beating the shit out of him. He stood up there the whole time.
Oh, he won that fight. I think.
It was tight. But I'm saying what I'm saying is like, Kevin Holland hit him with some shots in that fight, and he was eating them and coming forward. Darren Stewart's kind of like that journeyman. He's good. He's good in there. He can kind of do a little bit of everything. He's tough to finish. But Anders, I think at the end of the day it was the size of Anders. When they got the type of fight that they had, the size advantage was for Eric Anders.
Yeah. All right, let's keep rolling.
Kind of what we thought was going to happen.
Yep. Split decision.
Lauren Lucky Murphy, Joanne Calderwood.
JoJo, tends to
wet the bed.
Up one, down one.
Yeah.
Right when you think she's right about to get that title opportunity, she lays an egg like this.
Another fun one to root for, though.
Yeah, for sure.
Split decision.
Right. But she
lost.
She lost this fight for sure. And it was basically due to the grappling, right? Murphy was able to control her. JoJo wins on volume. She's not really a power striker. She's not that great. She's not a terrible grappler, but she's not known for it. We saw the blueprint with Jennifer Maia. Mm-hmm. If you get her down on the ground, you can kind of wear her out, and that volume goes down. She gets tired. And that's kind of where it went. Even in a loss, though, I mean, again, we're going off UFC.com stats, but 153 significant strikes. She throws high volume. That's a lot for a 3-round
Well, she
fight.
scored higher in DraftKings
than Lauren Murphy.
Yeah, Lauren Murphy scored higher to get that 30-point win bonus.
Right.
The basic total.
Right, exactly. That's what happened in that Luigi fight, too. Yeah. But, so again, Lauren Murphy edged out. I think it's her turn to get sacrificed to the bullet.
I mean, Valentina could probably beat both these girls up at the same time.
In the same night, not the same time. She'll do it in the same night. I think if you open her up in the card, have the fight, and then fight her in the main event, she might do both of them.
We got Lauren Croft against what?
Lauren Murphy, she just kind of slowly built this resume, kept winning, I think, 4-fight win streak now, 3rd in the division. Everyone above her has already lost to Valentina. It's her turn to go.
Yeah.
Go ahead, get your little paycheck. You earned it. Go ahead and
get out. Yep.
And get out. Whereas JoJo, I was looking, Calvillo's fighting Andrade.
Yeah.
I think she should get the loser of that. Whoever loses that fight.
Yeah, they announced that fight.
So I think that's where she goes, because the loser of that fight, and then whoever wins that fight will be probably next in line for Valentina again. But unless it's maybe Andrade, who knows if they can do that again. I don't know if they're gonna do that again.
All right, let's move on to
another one you can skip.
Prelims.
Yeah, I mean, Movsar Evelev
did what he was supposed to do. Yeah, he did what he's supposed to do.
There were some moments where they're these smaller guys, they move around quick. It's kind of fun. Even their wrestling is kind of fun because it's not just like lay down on top of you. They're sliding, they're moving around. But Evelev, or I think that's how you say it, Evelev, he just basically controlled the floor, had the control time was up through the roof, takedowns left and right, keeping Hakeem on his back. We know if Hakeem was somehow able to keep this fight standing, I think he would have had an edge over Movsar Evelev. But again, Evelev showed that his grappling was superior, and it's time to give this guy a real. I mean, I guess Hakeem was a real challenge, but I'm talking about let's reach up that division a little bit higher and see what he does against those guys.
Hakeem got grapple fucked.
Yeah, work on your takedown defense. Because on his feet, he is good.
Yeah,
he's good on his feet.
He proved that last fight.
I was thinking maybe it's one of my dog picks to be Hakeem in this fight, but again, Evelev, and then it strikes for all, ground and pound while you're laying on the ground going through there. So again, tough loss for him, but it happens. Go back to the drawing board.
That's a closely contested fight on the feet.
Another one we can kind of slide on path, though. I mean, Kianzad has like 5 straight wins now, though. She's working her way up the division. Good jab. Good keeping that distance. We thought Alexis Davis had a shot to win this fight, both. I think you ended up picking her.
Yeah, I thought she would use more tools, but she kept it standing. Was
right. Her path was get her down to the ground. Use the blueprint you used against Sabina Mazo to try to do that. But again, Panny was able to keep her distance and had
that was a unanimous decision. I thought it was a split, but
no. I mean, you could have very easily get that fight to Davis, though. There were some tight exchanges on there, but I just think that she tried to do a couple takedowns and Penny defended them, and that kind of looks bad when the striking is that close when you're back and forth. If you're going for a takedown and the other fighter defends it, it's kind of like again, I will always love to go shout out a piece of shit judging. I don't think this was one of them.
Let's keep rolling.
My third favorite moment of the night.
Oh yeah,
this is great.
Terrence T-Rex McKinney versus Matt the Steamroller Favola.
Yeah, no fight to watch.
Boom. If you don't have much time, but you really, really want to watch one fight from last night, watch this one. What was it, like 5 seconds?
But imagine being Favola. He's been trying to get in that octagon for how long now, and something keeps coming up. Opponent changes this, that. Then you get in there in 7 seconds
with a man who is way better than people gave him credit for. And I was on McKinney all week. As soon as he got announced with that last 5 days or whatever, I was like, watch this kid. He is explosive. He does not wait. He's only started round 2 twice, only been to the 3rd round once.
Yeah, there was no feeling out process.
And every single one of his fights ended in a finish, whether he won or lost. I think it was like 9-3 coming in here. Yeah. So it was all first round. This fight's gonna over.
Kind of fighters we need, right?
One of the reasons I was like, lock this fight in for DraftKings. You gotta have a little bit of both these guys because it's gonna be a high scoring. Whoever wins it, and it was McKinney. So he just
1-2 down the pipe.
Man, again, tough luck for Matt.
5 of 7. 4 of those 7 were significant strikes.
And he probably needed one of them. No. He probably only needed one of them. That hook that put him down. I don't know how serious his injury was. He kind of hopped off the cage, landed funny on his knee.
He jumped down off the cage.
Right. But he seemed okay. They didn't really talk to him about it after I was watching one of his interviews on UFC.com. after the fight. He didn't even mention it in the thing. He's talking about he wants to go hug his mama. He's glad that it was a quick fight because she always worries every time he fights. It was kind of he has such like a little kid's energy. It was so cool. He's like, it's so cool to be on a car with Izzy. He's one of my heroes. I can't wait to really formally meet him. And it's like all this. Yeah. So it was really a good moment for him again coming. He just fought like last week too.
He'll be back.
He fought. I think it was LFA last Friday. He won the main event. And he came and fought a week later in the UFC. He'll be back for sure. Hopefully he's not a serious injury. He's a factor. For Vola,
give him Steven Peterson.
I'll fucking eat Steven Peterson alive.
All right, well, let's keep rolling. Chase Pooper.
Chase Pooper. That's his name for sure.
Chase Pooper against Steven
Why don't you talk about this one, Tony?
I actually thought Hooper would get some Hail Mary sub. But again, he comes in here and looks like he hasn't improved any of his striking. You would have thought that they would have had an agreement. Hey, we're going to give you another fight, but you better at least be able to throw a 1, 2, 3, some kind of long combo. There's nothing to talk about.
Chase Hooper sucks.
Chase Hooper does suck.
Chase Hooper sucks. And I was really firm on this with Tony.
And Steven Peterson is not good.
That's exactly.
He was just as bad. I'm like, he gave Hooper so many chances to win the fight, and he couldn't.
He's knowledgeable enough in the grappling, though, not to get caught in some stupid submission, and he has a striking game. I'm not saying it's good or great or anything, but he has a game. Hooper has zero striking game. I joked around as they're watching this. You see in Hooper's record, he has 3 KO victories. I would hate to be one of those guys that got knocked out by Chase fucking Hooper right now. They got to be kicking the shit out of themselves at home watching this kid fight. 21 years old. He does not belong in the UFC. Now, I'm not saying he can't develop a game. I'm not saying he can't come back.
Yes,
but
you are.
He is
Don't sugarcoat it.
He is at 21 years old, this raw. He should be fighting no-name guys in some federation. We don't have no fucking clue what's going on right now. That's where he should be getting those sub-victories.
Send him to Alaska.
Send him to Alaska FC. Let him get his confidence back.
Build him an igloo.
You're gonna break this kid before he's 25 years old, and not like physically break him. He's tough as shit. That's one thing he does have. He is a tough-ass kid. But if he just keeps going into these fights and losing to these subpar Alex Caceres, he was getting the shit beat down by slippery Pete Barrett before he caught that Hail Mary sub. And now, again, Steven Peterson, a guy who's not going to be on any main events in his life. He needs to go back to the drawing board.
He looks like the guy you fight in a bar on.
And he's not really training that hard. That's the thing that kind of gets me to Chase Hooper, too. He's going back and forth. I guess he went with Askren to go work on his wrestling because he obviously wants to get the fight to the ground for 2 weeks. He went to go train with Ben Askren. At the same time, Ben Askren was training for his Logan Paul or Jake Paul fight. So how much did he learn there? He hangs out in Seattle, Washington, not really a hotbed for MMA or wherever he is from Washington. So he's kind of stuck in his ways. He's not putting the work in and get better. He is not even diving in. So I think, Tony, don't pick this guy. Tony.
Never again.
There's no way. Again. And Steven Peterson is at least a brown belt. We can't confirm, but I know he got his brown belt like 8 years ago, so he better be a black belt by now. So there's no way he's going to pull a Hail Mary sub off on him. And again,
neither one of these guys. All the submission defense he had last night.
Yeah, neither one of these guys are going to be factors in that division going forward. That featherweight.
Chase needs to start making some moves, right? He got to go find a good team.
Take a year or two off.
Maybe a good doctor.
UFC should not give him any fights. Dana, don't give him any fights. Not in the UFC. They have like the CFFC. They have like these little sister programs that they have to these fighters. He needs to go down there. He should not be fighting the UFC anymore. Steven Peterson's not a good fighter, and he dominated him.
All right.
Steven Peterson's not good.
Let's move to next fight. Zayam versus
Maybe
Luigi.
First robbery of the night.
This is the
Vendramini. How do you supposed to say that?
Vendramini.
The
Italian stallion.
Versus Faraziam.
The smile killer.
Used to be a 243-pound teenager.
Luigi?
Yeah.
Wow. What was he, fucking jacked or was he chunk?
I don't know. That's what I was reading previously.
Well, I was really high on Luigi Vendramini. We'll talk about DraftKings later. It kind of screwed my night up this fight. I thought he'd have a huge grappling edge. He'd get this fight to the ground and sub him relatively early in this fight. Early in the fight, Zayam was able to keep distance those first 2 rounds. Not really much to speak about. Not high volume, nothing like that. But I guess edged those rounds out. Close fight. In round 3, it was a complete ass whooping by Luigi Vendramini. Rocks him early, gets him down to the ground. Tons of ground and pound. Close to finishing a few. Almost got a couple submissions in that moment. Almost a 10-8 round. I kind of think it should have been 10-8 because when they did engage, Vendramini knocks him down, controls how time in the ground, and then when Ziam stands back up, all he literally does is run around the cage. Not exaggerating at all.
Yeah.
I'm not no hyperbole whatsoever. He is literally just doing laps around the outside of the cage, trying to stay away from this guy because he's scared to fight anymore. And they can take a point away for not engaging. There is a chance to do that. So it might have been a 10-7 round because of what that performance was. And Benjamin should have won this fight. Ziam didn't do anything to deserve a win. This is where you kind of look at the ONE FC rules, and they probably work a lot better. Where ONE FC does not score it round by round, they do it a fight as a whole at the end of the card. So a fight like this where not really much happens for 2 rounds, but maybe Ziam edges him out, and there's a third round where Benjamin beats the shit out of him and comes close to finishing. Benjamin would have won that fight going by those rules. But the judges decided one extra judge thought Ziam won than him. A majority decision. Was there a draw on one of them?
One judge had it a draw.
And that was a 10-8. They gave him a 10-8 in that last round.
Yeah, and the other 2 had it for Ziam.
So going forward, this is lightweight. These guys got a lot of work to do before they go up anywhere in that lightweight division. So
fight Chase Hooper.
Get it. If you guys need a better way, go against Chase Hooper. Although I think Chase Hooper taps Ziam.
Maybe. I don't know. He's pretty bad, dude.
All right, let's go. The first fight of the night.
I like
some
this
big
fight.
boys.
This is
Fun
a fun
kickoff fight. 2 big boys that stood in the middle and through. Jake Collier versus Carlos Felipe. And 2 guys that we know, especially Felipe, likes to sit there. He likes to get in the firefights. That's what he wants to do.
I think Philippe's that and his cardio won him this fight. I feel like Collier is more skilled though.
Definitely. Well, he's a middleweight.
Yeah.
He's
like
a middleweight
his boxing
fighter.
was better. He was winning that first round. They just got.
He still has middleweight volume at heavyweight, but that's also what gassed him. He's trying to throw kicks because he's used to fight. He's used to fighting at 185 pounds, where you're a lot lighter. You throw that volume, and your body, you don't have to carry that much weight. Now you're carrying 80 pounds more, dude. You can't fight as aggressive as you used to. I think he might have won round 1.
I think he won round 1. Lost the last 2.
The last 2 of Felipe just kept pouring on because Felipe does have that good cardio. We've seen him go. He's a decision machine, right? Every fight he goes, good decision.
Split decision machine.
Yeah, he every fight he goes because he gets in firefights.
Yeah,
he sits there, he takes one, gives one, takes one, gives one.
Knocking people out at heavyweight.
Right, and but he don't get knocked out either. And he takes some shots.
Not yet.
Collier's rocked him.
Not yet.
Tapa rocked him a couple of times. He has a chin on him. He's a tough dude.
He's about to be playing with fire here soon.
Well, I mean, we'll see when he gets in there. I mean, if he goes in with an Aspinall or King Kong, which
those
I
guys
think
gonna be bigger, longer, and they're gonna hit like real heavyweights.
Right.
These other guys, he's just fucking playing touch.
Or even the fight that I kind of talked about last night as we're watching this. I'd like to see him go against Jared Vanderbilt next. They're both coming off wins. That'll be a fun fight. They'll stand there, throw in the middle.
I'm all over Vanderbilt. I wasn't at first, but I think he'd smoke Felipe. I'm just not that high on Felipe. Like I like his aggression. I like his cardio, but I just don't think he's that good.
Oh, he's good. He's got hands. His hands are legit, but that's his problem. That's all he's really got, his hands. He's got a chin. He's proven it time and time
when
again.
overweight middleweights hit you, yeah.
He's fought heavyweights too, but he's fought a lot of heavyweights. He's fought all heavyweights. He only fought a heavyweight. You're going off 1. Don't recency bias this thing. He has a track record. He only has 1 loss. He's 9-1 as the heavyweight division.
I mean, you said he could have lost his last fight though too.
I didn't say that.
No, you could say that he did.
You could say that.
It was a split and it was close.
He still won it. He wins because he has cardio that most heavyweights don't have. Does. As the fight progresses on, he's almost, again, I like to see him in a 5-round fight because he's probably going to start getting more finishes. In a 5-round fight, he'll probably start getting more finishes because he's ready to go. He's still at the end of a fight, he's still ready to go. Give him Sakai.
I'm down.
That'd be fun to watch, right?
I'm down.
Actually, would be a good fight.
Probably would be a good fight.
It'd be a good fight.
I'd probably actually pick Sakai for once.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Well, that'll wrap up 263 card recap. How did our whiskey and wagers do, guys?
Not as good as it could have been. First off, we'll go to the DraftKings slate. Going over things. A lot of crazy stuff happening in this card. Our 9K rankings. We didn't do all that well. We both thought Edwards would be the top. He was not. That would be Movsar Evelev, almost 140 points, one of the highest scorers on the night. That domination he had at Dawadu. I had Jamal Hill up there real high because I thought he was going to get that first round knockout, and I'm scoring 2 points and not work out for me. Tony had him a little bit lower, so that worked out as 4th. Neither one of us really liked Bilal Muhammad. I had him as the 4th lowest, and Tony had him as the lowest, and that kind of paid out because only 57 points scored. He did not score well in that fight at all. We both were higher on Figure than we should have been. I had him as the 3rd highest. Tony had him as the 2nd highest, only scoring 19 points and getting his ass kicked for 2.5 rounds, right? And then we both were kind of, where we should have been with Izzy. I knew Izzy was going to win this fight, but I didn't think his DraftKings scoring was going to be that high unless he got an early finish, and I didn't think he was going to finish. I thought it was going to go decision.
What did he end up scoring?
85, 84.6.
Yeah.
Because he's not going to do any grappling. He's not going to do control time. He's not going to get takedowns. The only way Izzy scores high is with knockdowns and knockouts. And I didn't think he was going to knock out Marvin Vettori. As far as value goes, we both were high on Luigi. I was super high on him. I had thought he would be the highest scoring low option, and he definitely was not. He had 27 points. Tony called it. He said his top scoring low guy would be Paul Craig and 103 points. I'm not sure if he was. I think Moreno was the highest scoring value guy, but definitely 103 out of what Paul Craig's $6,900.
68 or 69.
That's fucking money all day long. I had Brad Riddell up there, 99 points. We'll take that. $7,000, 77. Darren Stewart lost a close decision at 33. I had Hakeem Dawadu. We both had Dawadu. He ended up with only 25 points. I had Terrence McKinney on my bias as well. 126 points for Terrence McKinney again at 6,700, and we both like Damian Maia. Hopefully, he get that miracle sub, but it never really happened. Again, thinking about the path to victory, the only way Maia was going to win was with a finish, and he just couldn't get that done. Again, neither one of us did that well on DraftKings. My best lineup, 493 points. It was Adesanya, Leon, Lauren Murphy, Steven Peterson, Luigi Vendramini, and I had Terrence McKinney in there. Again, Vendramini was my downfall. If he wins his fight, I'd have a much better lineup because almost every one of my lineups had
if
Luigi.
he would have won, I would have went 6 for 6 in one of them.
Yeah, I would have been 6 for 6 in a lot of them.
Yeah.
So I had Luigi in a lot. He was a lot of my 5, my 6, my loss, and a lot of my lineups I had. Tony, 429, still respectable lineup.
Still won $5 in Haymaker.
Yeah, Muhammad, Riddell. Yeah, I only had like $20 in Haymaker. Anders, Murphy, Penny Kianzide, and of course the common denominator, Luigi Vendramini. We both. It was a combination of just not being high in Zion, which it kind of paid off because he really didn't do much, and I think that people were undervaluing Luigi going into that fight. It just didn't. They didn't mix well. As far as my whiskey and wagers, I was 1 for 3. Luckily, I did hit that Figgy Moreno does not go the distance fight. Again, it happened exactly the way I thought the fight was going to happen. I thought it was going to be the other way around with Figgy doing it. I thought Edwards would get that doctor stoppage, so I wanted to put a little money on that TKO, and then Mr. Luigi was that plus money, so
Don't
I liked it.
Don't forget to mention you owned me in straight picks. Mike's
well,
got
we'll get down there.
Flare going
As
today.
you can see, I have 4 buttons left on this shirt. I'm 4 away. I am. Yeah, you want to get that zoom in right there? 4 away from catching Tony on the year. He had a big lead, right? So on the night, I was 9-5,
Get
taking
ready
my
to button
record
that shit back
to
up.
128 and 92 and 2 on the year. Tony at 6-8, which is actually way better than it could have been. He started off terrible at an 0-5 hole, so he bounced back.
How many underdogs did I pay? I paid like 500 or 600.
I had a lot of underdogs too, so don't tell me that. You just picked the wrong underdogs. I had the Stewarts, I had McKinney, I had Murphy. I had a lot of underdogs in there. So Peterson wasn't.
He's a favorite.
Barely. I think it was a straight pick. Tony is at 132, so I'm 4 behind him, right? 132, 88 and 2, closing that distance with a lot of time to go, right? A lot of time to go. So again, as I get closer and closer, each button's gonna get opened up a little bit more.
Don't get too excited, y'all.
Which leads us to next week.
He'd be wearing
Next
a choker
week,
by
what
the
is
end of next
Vegas?
week.
Turtleneck.
Put a leash on him.
Vegas
Probably
29,
need one.
right?
Yeah, UFC Vegas 29. Fun main
Zombie.
event, young.
Yeah, fun main event.
This is the Korean Zombie versus 50K Dan Ige, and someone is going to go 9-9.
I'm going with the Korean Zombie to get back on track here.
I am
think
not.
it's more
I think
more
the
real.
arrows are going in different directions on these guys. Zombie's been around. You think of the guys that Zombie's fought, how long he's been there, and he's getting starting. I'm not sure what his age is, but he's got to be pushing 40. He's got to be in
He's
that
getting
range.
up there. He's got some wear and tear.
He's
as well.
closer to 40 than he is to 20. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
So I think he's kind of going to start coming down this way, and Ige is on the other direction, right? I think that knockout he had a Gavin Tucker, that knockout power, and we know Zombie. They come to Zombie for one reason. He comes forward and he wants to engage in a firefight.
He fucking could get knocked out.
And I
or
think
he could control Ige for a lot of the fight. You don't know.
Well, I don't think it's going to be a long
Twister
fight.
him, you know?
I don't think this will be a long fight.
Yeah.
I think whoever's losing this fight is getting knocked out, and it's going to be standing in the middle of that cage, and whoever hits that first shot first, and I'm banking on 50K to get that one
I
done.
can see it.
All right. Next fight.
We're probably going to be in agreement on this one, right?
I'm going Spivak.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
for
think
sure.
Oleinik is done.
Same story. I think it's the same
Yeah.
story. Oleinik, he's had his moment in the sun. His one path to victory is submission, and Spivak's a good grappler, so I don't see him getting that done.
Yeah.
And I think Spivak's going to end up, getting to the ground and
Or
pound
he
TKO.
tries to grapple him and Spivak ground and pounds him into the fucking canvas.
No, exactly. I think Spivak has the edge here on every angle of this fight, and I think
Yeah,
Spivak
I'm going with
gets
the
it done.
polar bear, Spivak.
All right. right, keep rolling. Danny Roberts, Tim
Man,
Means.
I always like to bet for Tim
Oh,
Means.
I'm Tim Means all day on this fight.
And I
Dan-
don't think I can pull away from it. I think I'm going to go with the Dirty Bird.
I'm Tim Means all day in this fight. Has way more paths to victory. Danny Roberts' kind of his job is to lose. He kind of just gets finished too. So I think Tim Means gets this done, and you might want to put a little does not go the distance prop on there. Dirty Bird has way more paths to victory.
Yeah.
And way more seasoned, better competition. Every box checks Tim Means on this one. So of course that means Danny Roberts will win. But I'm going Tim Means.
I'm going the Dirty Bird to flap those wings Saturday night.
All right.
We know this is.
It's got my favorite fighter.
This is. I think Jody's on the Davy train too.
Yeah, Davy Grant.
The Davy train with biscuit wheels, right?
Yeah, get that gravy. I'm going Davy Grant. He's already beat
I
Vera once.
He has beaten Vera once.
He just knocked out Jonathan Martinez. Get those Davy hooks, man. Come on.
He's got that left hook that fucking ices people, man. Ices people.
Marlon Vera beat him up for like a round and a half, and then he'll knock him out.
Will Marlon Vera get him to the ground?
I don't know.
Will he get him to the ground? Because I don't know what Davey does in the ground. Right? We don't. Does
Davey
he have any
wins.
self-defense?
Davey wins.
Hey, if Davey fucking puts his hands, that left hook on you, you're going to sleep. He's proven that three straight left hook knockouts. Man, this is one of the toughest fights I think to pick on the card. I might go Marlon Vera just for the sake of catching up, and I think this is a close fight. But if Davey Grant fucks me over
Davey
again.
Grant wins.
If Davey Grant fucks me over again, I'm buying a Davey Grant t-shirt. I don't even think if they fucking exist, I will make one.
If Davey Grant wins and Sugar beats Smoka, we need Davey Grant and Sugar.
Oh, don't do that to Davey.
We need it.
Don't do that to Davey.
Don't do it to Davey. You mean don't do it to Sugar?
Davey, come on. Marlon Vera gets it done by decision.
Nah,
All right, Wellington Turman. I don't know if I've ever heard of that guy fight.
He's a
I've
younger
watched him
middleweight
fight.
fighter.
Was it Semmelsberger that smoked him, or was it Sanchez? One of those guys smoked him.
I think it was Sanchez.
Yeah.
Sanchez knocked him out pretty early.
The Prodigy.
Yeah.
He's a younger
He's a
fighter.
big dude,
Bruno
though.
Silva's coming. I think it's his UFC debut. But what I do know is
Sanchez.
Andrew Sanchez.
Yeah.
What I do notice from Silva, he is a finisher.
Yeah.
Right, his fights end in carnage.
Mm-hmm.
Bigger. He's gonna be a little bit bigger, I believe, than him. I know his stats aren't up there because UFC sucks. I was looking over this on Tapology today. I am leaning the Bruno Silva route, but I want to watch a little bit more tape on it.
Yeah, I don't know enough to make a call on this issue yet.
Yeah, it's his debut.
Yeah. So again,
Look out for it later in the week.
Right. We'll post everything as it comes.
Matt Brown.
Does Matt Brown get back on this one?
I'm going with Matt Brown.
Man, I don't know.
I just don't trust Diego Lima. I just don't.
I don't
I have
trust Matt
high hopes
Brown
for
though
him.
either. I don't trust Matt Brown either.
Yeah,
and he's
man.
going there. He's pushing that.
Matt
number.
Brown pushed fucking what's his name, Baez or what's his name?
No, he did. He got knocked unconscious.
Yeah, but he was rocking him.
He got knocked
He was rocking
unconscious,
him.
Tony. How do you push somebody that puts you to sleep?
Matt Brown.
He's
Matt
24
Brown
and 18.
is
I'm gonna go Matt
24
Brown.
and 18. Wow.
18 losses, dude.
I'm going Matt Brown.
He has more loss, and Conde beat the shit out of him too. He hasn't knocked him out 18 seconds in the second round.
He
What
had
are
him
you
in some
talking
bad spots though in that first round.
about? No, he didn't.
But I'm going Matt Brown.
He beat Diego Sanchez.
Yeah, who hasn't? Come on, Cowboy knocked him out in 2016.
I just don't
dude.
think Diego Lima's. I don't know. I just don't.
You don't ever pick. You go ahead, take a good. Let's go, dude. I'm going Diego Lima in that fight.
I'm
He
trying
looked
to
good.
help. I'm gonna let you get another button undone.
He
there.
looked good. He looked really good in that Bilal Muhammad fight. Anybody else would have fucking went down to those leg kicks, and that's what's gonna happen with Matt Brown. He's gonna eat that fucking leg up with those kicks. He's gonna avenge the loss of the Lima family that happened this past weekend.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the undercard.
So Murata kind of decision machine, whereas Vernon Vanderoba was kind of had a little vibe going, and then Mackenzie Dern kind
Murata's
of
grapple heavy offense.
So is Verna. She's a fucking
Verna,
black
yeah.
belt champion jiu-jitsu tactician. I like Verna in this one. I was super high on her going into that Dern fight. I thought she might be able to beat Mackenzie Dern, and Dern just showed that she's taking her the game up to the next level. So I think Jandaroba gets back on the winning side.
Yeah,
in this one.
I'll go with John DeRoba too on this one.
All right, let's keep going.
One of my favorite dogs of the night.
Man, this
Julian Erosa and how do you say that?
How do you say that one, Tony? So you don't make fun of me.
Shungwoo Choi.
There you go.
Shungwoo Choi.
Tony, our
Steamed.
South Pacific interpreter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Juicy J.
I'm going Juicy J on
Yeah, I'm
this
gonna
one.
go
Julian
Juicy J,
Erosa's a
too.
banger. He don't play around.
I keep betting against him and he's burning me. So
I love Juicy J, so I'm going again. I thought Tony would go with Choi,
No.
but again, I'm going to go with he's underdog too. Underdog in this fight, so it's juicy money.
All right.
He's actually plus 120 right now.
Parisian.
Rocky Martinez looking beach ready versus Josh Parisian, who's slightly leaner.
Man,
Both coming off of losses.
Yeah, that's what these guys kind of do. So I guess it's like loser goes home.
I'm going with Parisian. Yeah,
Parisian's more
bigger, longer. Should be.
Now, who did Rocky just lose to? Dontel Mays?
Somebody that wasn't worth a damn.
I know he
It's
got
his third fight, is it
I know
not?
King Kong threw him around the fucking
Yeah,
cage.
it's his third fight in the UFC, and
Where Parisian is pretty athletic for his size. I mean, he does a lot of spinning back fist
gotta
and
fill some
had
slots
some success. I think he won his Contender Series fight. And again, Rocky Martinez kind of been brought there to win. I don't know. I might lean Rocky Martinez in this, though. I don't know what it is. Something just makes me want to pick him. Again, because Priest is not a world beater, for sure. Again, Rocky's had some tough fights that he had to come in the cage and fight. Whereas Parisian, who did Parisian lose to his last? Parker Porter.
He lost to Dontel Mays and Alexander
King Kong.
Romanov. Yeah.
That's not no slouches. Those aren't two slouches that he lost to. Whereas Parisian lost to Parker Porter. He lost to Parker Porter.
That's a pretty bad loss.
So I might go Rocky Martinez in this one again. I'll look over tape. I want to see Rocky Martinez other stuff outside of the UFC.
All right, let's keep rolling. Neto BJJ. That's a weird.
Yeah, Joaquin Silva versus Ricky Glenn. I like Ricky Glenn in this one. He's gonna be the bigger fighter. Kind of, I think he's the A side. That's kind of who the UFC wants. Which he's definitely he is the slight favorite. It is a pick'em fight, so I think that Ricky Glenn's size is gonna be the difference.
I don't think I've seen either of these two fights, so I got to go watch some tape.
Look at that reach right there.
Yeah.
Look at that reach.
6 foot and 5'8" too. Yeah.
Yeah, and it looks. I think it's bigger than that if you look at their arms.
Yeah.
So I like Rick Glenn in this fight, but again, two guys that really don't have a lot of experience. It's tough to really tell.
Casey O'Neill coming off a nice, impressive
First fight.
debut.
Yeah, I really like Casey O'Neill in this fight, and I
Procopio.
think she's the next big thing.
I think I remember though correctly. Procopio can box pretty well. Though,
Yeah,
right?
she had a decision win against somebody. Who was her last win? Somebody
She
respectable.
Boxed,
It was a respectable
she
win.
boxed well. She was.
Molly McCann.
Molly
The
McCann.
meatball. Yeah, it was a close fight too. It was
Yeah.
a close fight. I think you thought McCann won that fight, honestly, because I think you had McCann. So I remember you were really big on that one. Like,
I had McCann. No, I had McCann, but she got her ass beat. Like Procopio was boxing
Was
her
it?
up.
I mean, I don't.
Yeah,
I
I
do
remember
remember.
that.
I do kind of remember the fight. I don't know how Procopio in that fight, but I just think Casey O'Neill has her beat. She's a great grappler. Has Tiger Muay Thai in the background. Beat Sajara Eubanks, was it for her debut?
I think so. Yeah.
Sajara Eubanks, who again bigger fighter for that division, and I think Casey O'Neill is going to
Where
be
the
a
hell is
star.
Agapova? Did she quit?
I don't know after that loss, right?
Yeah.
Man, she had the biggest underdog loss ever. Was it
Yeah,
ever?
Maybe her ego. She can't come back. I keep thinking about her.
Was it that or Roxy?
No, she was a bigger. The other girl was a bigger underdog.
Yeah,
Eubanks.
she fucked.
Roxy was plus 800, I think, when she beat Macy Barber.
Yeah, Agapova was supposed to be the next bullet, right? Yeah, who knows? Who knows what's going on with her? And then who knows once COVID hit with
maybe visa
international
issues
stuff and
shit.
visas.
She's what? Where's she from? Kyrgyzstan?
Yeah, somewhere
One of those over there?
one of those stands.
Act stands.
Yeah,
Well, that wraps up Vegas 29, right?
yeah.
No, that was UFC. Yeah, this is Vegas 29.
Yeah, this will be
29.
29 or
yeah.
30, yeah.
29. No, we haven't got 30 yet. Again, the main event's gonna be something you want to tune in for. The rest of them gonna be for guys like us, the hardcores that really want to sit there and just watch fights that nobody else cares about.
Yeah.
Right. Let's go over this week in fighting.
Let's
drama.
see the news.
Dun dun dun. Fight of the week.
Fight of the week.
Lamar Odom
Man.
knocks out Aaron Carter.
But Carter was throwing some leather
What?
there for a
Hey,
bit.
Nightmare.
there was about 2 or 3 hooks that Carter hit
He was
flush.
fucking him up.
That if Aaron Carter was the size of a full-grown man, he might have knocked Lamar Odom out.
I mean, he is, but Odom was just so tall. Isn't Carter like 6 foot?
That's what they say. That boy is not 6 foot tall. He's
Well, but
maybe
he's
5'8",
also a
110
6th-degree
pounds.
black belt.
Yeah,
Did you know? And a
and if he-
second-degree black belt in kickboxing.
Yeah,
Muay
he's
Thai.
6th degree BJJ black belt. You
6
know.
degree shit talker.
Yeah, fucking 10th degree meth head.
Yeah.
Versus Lamar Odom, who's had his own checkered past as we've gone through, talking about the meth and
Speaking
stuff.
of meth head,
But Jim Lamar Odom was joking around this whole time and just throwing crazy punches. This is the fact that this was able to be to see Chuck Liddell.
Dude, he probably had, what, 100 pounds?
Chuck
on him?
Liddell refereeing this thing. Like, he's got to be thinking, what the fuck have I done with my life?
Yeah.
Because, like, this wasn't like a Jake Paul thing where actually people were watching it. I forgot he was even going on. The day after, I
didn't
looked
even
back
know.
and watched the tape on it because I was like, oh, shit, that did happen, right? They're fighting with headgear. What the fuck is, like, this is not going to take off. This is not good train wreck. This is bad train wreck. This makes you like feel bad about yourself for watching it. The fact that anybody would allow this to happen is kind of messed up too.
Yeah, I
What's
thought the
next
same.
for Lamar Odom? He fight Ben Askren?
Chad Johnson.
Chad Johnson. There we go.
Yeah. Ocho
No,
Cinco.
Lamar Odom. The natural matchup is Nate Robinson.
Oh yeah.
Nate
Keep it
Robinson.
in the boxing world.
Yeah.
Obviously, NFL versus the NBA though.
Yeah. You got to be the NBA champion.
All right, let's keep rolling with that nonsense. If I can get my... Oh, man, I just lost it. Jessica Andrade
Versus
Let me see
Cynthia
if I got my
Calvillo.
history here. I might be able to
I
pull
mean,
it up.
Valentina showed a route to beat her. I mean, that's going to be Calvillo's strategy.
But is Calvillo going to do it?
Yeah, because the last fight, she was
Was it
happy to
I?
stand. And yeah.
Was it this guy? Was it? Who was it she fought? Or was it Chukagian?
She lost
Her
the
last fight, we were just watching, like, what the fuck? Why isn't she shooting? Why is she trying to get a takedown? Why is she trying to stand with this girl?
Yeah.
And, like, that was her one path to victory there. So is she going to go ahead and try to do it?
Was it Grasso?
Maybe it was Grasso. I don't remember. Honestly, don't remember. I just remember we were sitting there like, why the
No.
fuck is she going for a
It wasn't
takedown?
Grasso. I knew that. Let's see.
Tapology. Don't
You
look
gotta
at
go
UFC.
to Tapology.
Don't look at
No, Chukagian, yeah.
It was Chukagian. Yeah.
She beat and Chukagian outpointed her.
Right.
She out-hoo-hawed.
grunted
She
her.
out-hoo-hawed
She
her.
out-grunted her.
Hoo-ha.
But if Calvillo, if she wants to go that route, we know she can wrestle. We know she
Yeah.
can grapple. But is she going to do it?
I don't know. These girls better look out because what's her name's planning a return.
And if
to step
Andrade doesn't
up.
win that fight, I don't know what's her next.
Yeah.
Does she go back down? That's,
I think she's done.
I mean, she beat Chukagian, which a lot of these chicks can't do.
It's true.
A lot of them can't do.
It's true.
And that division gets a lot of recycled matchups, so maybe not. Who knows? But again, yeah, I think Calvillo should be able to get that done. She's going to be bigger. She's going to have the grappling edge, and if she wants to instill her will, she should do it.
Yeah. But I mean, she used to fight strawweight too, though. So you got two girls that are stepping
But
up from
she's
strawweight.
bigger. Like I think you.
But
can get,
Andrade's got some experience.
I think
so.
Andrade can try to get to atom weight if she wanted.
Oh, I'm
Because of her
sure.
height,
Yeah, I'm
because of her
sure.
height.
I'm sure.
Right. So Andrade's got a lot of experience losing though too. She's
But
fought
I
a
mean,
lot
she's
of good
fought all
people,
the best ones.
and she's
so.
lost all of them. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't like she. And her one win was a
Fluke.
freak slam.
Yeah.
But she got owned against Valentina. Right. I hated that fight, but there was no doubt who won that fight. She got KO'd by Zhang. Fucking when Rose got that next fight with her, Rose fucked her up decisively in that fight. So I mean, she's lost to some good people. We can say that.
All right, let's move on to this fight. Was happening as we were recording last week.
Fun fight.
Mayweather versus
Yeah.
Logan
I
Paul
didn't watch
generates
this. You
more
guys
than
watched
$1
this,
million
so
pay-per-view.
I'm as anti-Paul brother as you can get, but Logan won me over in this performance that he had there. Now Floyd clearly was in control. We know he was putting him on the string and kind of giving him a little bit of this, giving him a little bit of that. But he stood tall with Floyd. He landed some shots. Hit that one that was an uppercut. He almost put him out a little bit, hit him on the chin. Big boy hitting him, but the gas tank just wasn't there. And it was a fun. This was much more entertaining than anything Triller ever did, for sure.
For sure.
This was a legitimate boxing, exhibition, right? It was exhibition for a reason.
How many rounds was it?
8.
8.
They went at it. I mean, Logan Paul. This is not a boxer fighting against the best boxer, at least that's alive right now, right? And he just was outclassed for sure. But again, for a guy who's been starting to train boxing 3 years ago, going against one of the greats, he won this fight for you. And in that point of view, it was fun to watch. I'm glad I did see it though. I was gonna try to boycott it, but curiosity killed the cat, and it was actually a fun fight to watch.
How much do you think the ref made?
I don't know. He didn't do much. Although he did have to pull Logan out. Logan was going for a lot of grappling exchanges in there. He had a little over under grip that he probably would have fucking got a nice hip toss on Floyd if he wanted to. I will say though, Floyd does look slow. Floyd's not being any more boxers.
Father time catching up.
Floyd's doing what he should be doing right now. If Floyd's fighting some real boxers, they're putting him
He's
out.
found a way to make money, right?
If Floyd fought Canelo again, Canelo's knocking his fucking head off. It's not even gonna be close. Keep doing this, Floyd. Keep doing fight the tensions. Fight Logan Paul, Jake Paul if he wants to do it. Have people steal your hats. Keep doing this. It's entertaining too. It's not there's value to this for sure. But they're not selling this like a legitimate match either. So
Yeah, I mean, I don't know who Floyd fights next other than maybe Jake, right? Like, he fight Conor
that could be a
again? No.
dangerous fight. Jake could be a dangerous fight for Floyd.
Potentially.
Because Jake's a better boxer than Logan, and Jake's got some fucking power.
Let's let him knock out Woodley first. See what happens.
Which is probably going to happen.
Yeah, I think he's
I
gonna
hate to
beat
fucking
Woodley.
say that out loud, but I think Jake Paul's going to knock
Yeah, I
out
think
Tyron
we'll play
Woodley.
some big money on Jake Paul.
You probably won't. You probably gonna be a big favorite.
I think whose last I saw he was like what -125 or something.
That's not that
minus
bad.
150 maybe at the highest.
What's the KO prop?
I don't know.
That's what I look at.
All right, let's keep rolling here. If I can get my. Well, speaking of Tyron Woodley,
Yeah.
Jake Paul. I mean, how do we feel about? I mean, I guess we just talked about.
I
it.
mean,
Did
I
Tyron-
agree with what Rogan's saying, though. He is the most dangerous guy that Paul's ever faced. Like,
For sure.
He has one-punch knockout power, but he's not a boxer. He doesn't have the footwork, the spacing, the distance, all that stuff, reading the punches. That's going to be all foreign to him. It's just because he fights in a cage, it's a completely different sport. Just like if we'll talk about it later with Clarissa Shields, it's a big change. These are sports that some skills translate for sure, but it's a totally different game when you're boxing. Whereas Jake is primarily a boxer. He's a young dude. He's learning, so he's that when you start stuff early, you learn a lot in the beginning. He's not a bad boxer. If he wanted to take boxing serious, I think he might have a future in it. If you look at his age and experience, he's fighting guys right now. You say, "Oh, he hasn't fought nobody." Yeah, but if he wasn't famous, he wouldn't be fighting anybody right now either. He'd be fighting soup cans that his camp put in front of him to get his wins up, to get him to knock people out. That this guy might test your endurance. This guy might test your defense, whatever. He's gonna be handpicked opponents right now anyway. So he's doing the right steps you would do as a boxing career. We're just seeing it unfold when we normally wouldn't. So if Jake wants to take this serious, he could work his way up in the boxing world, fighting these guys and making money along the way. So it's going to be real interesting. I just think if Woodley cracks him, he's going to get hit harder than he's ever been hit in his life.
That I agree with.
So that's going to be the wild card. Does Woodley get a hit on him? Woodley's going to be in better shape than Askren because he walks around in better shape than Askren. So if you give him any kind of cam, Askren was out of shape when he was a champion. He always had a dad bod. Whereas Woodley's an athlete, a better athlete for sure, more explosive, more power. And he did show some fight in that Luque fight. He went out, he lost that fight, but early in that fight, he came out.
Yeah, who knows how he's going to do? He only has to worry about one thing, and that's the hands.
So
right?
it definitely is. Jake Paul is taking a bigger risk taking this fight. So you got to give him a little respect for that. But again, he's not a boxer. So we'll see what happens. I'm more interested in this fight than I was the Askren, for sure. Because we know Askren can't punch.
Right. I agree. All right. Speaking of Clarissa Shields.
Oh, man.
I told Tony.
She was lucky to win this fight.
All right, we had...
One, is Brittany Elkin even a legit brown belt? How do you gas out from holding top mount for 2 rounds? That's a fucking dominant position.
Well, we'll give her the benefit of the doubt. This is definitely the biggest fucking stage she's ever had in her life.
Yeah.
She has fought Kayla Harrison, and Kayla Harrison grapple fucked the shit out of her. I think Kayla Harrison is the best women's fighter in the world. But then she was a main event. She shouldn't have been a main event fighter. This kind of goes along the same route as we're talking about with Jake Paul, where we're seeing Clarissa Shields get her early fights in. We're out in front of us where we normally wouldn't see this.
I think she's got potential. She showed some decent takedown defense
Right.
for the one she stuff,
But
but then her IQ got bad. It's like you stuff the takedown, get the fuck away.
But
like,
she's
don't
only
sit there
been,
and engage on the
she's
ground
only been
with
doing
her.
this for months.
Yeah, exactly.
She's only been doing this
You
for
know,
months.
7,
And she's
8
in there
months,
going
right?
against someone who's been fighting in MMA for almost a decade.
Yeah.
She's been in there. She's like a brown belt in jiu-jitsu. She was able to control the fight early.
Yeah.
And I actually bet on Elkin because she was a hefty underdog, and I saw that edge. We saw it with James Toney and Randy Couture. A good grappler in an MMA fight can neutralize a boxer real fast, and she did it for 2 rounds. But Clarissa was able to finally get those hands on her, and we know she can crack. Right? She's the best women's boxer of all time.
Yeah, I mean, it was just interesting to watch the jiu-jitsu game Elkin was trying to play. Like, you're trying to play a sport jiu-jitsu game kind of from the bottom
Right.
there, and you're getting pounded.
Well, that's
in the
why she's
fucking
fucking
face.
3-6
Yeah, it's
in
like, you
MMA.
can't-
Like, she's not a great fighter, but again, Clarissa Shields should not be fighting a great fighter
Yeah.
right now. She shouldn't be. She needs to learn on the job. I just hope that they don't rush her to fucking Harrison. Don't rush that fight, because if it happens right now, nobody's gonna look good on it. Harrison's not gonna really benefit from beating
Well,
her.
they may just want to cash out with it. You never
But
know.
will they? I mean, what? There's no pay-per-view.
How long is it legitimately going to take her though to bridge? I mean, I guess it's women's MMA, so maybe not as long as that. But she's got a big gap to bridge. Like, yeah.
But PFL doesn't do pay-per-view, so what do you need to rush that for, right? Next year they should put her in the season. That's what it should be. She should get another fight now, train all this time. She's at Jackson Wink, the best place to go if you want to learn to fight, right? She's with the best fighters in the world going through that camp. And then next year, put her in the PFL season, because she's not part of that season right now. But if they rush a fight between her and Kayla Harrison, that would be bad news for Clarissa Shields, because Kayla Harrison's a bad motherfucker. I want to see Kayla Harrison in Cyborg. That's the fight I want to see happen. But
Kayla Harrison's just so big though.
we got give her time. Again, Clarissa is young too. She's so accomplished, 2-time Olympic gold medalist, all those world titles. She's like 25 years old.
Yeah.
So she has a lot of time. She does not need to rush herself. She has a good 3 years to get better and get to the point where look at Mackenzie Dern. Look how much her striking has grown in these 3 years since when she first walked in the door of UFC.
The pool of women they can fight is limited though at 155, right? There's not that many.
Oh, yeah, that's right. She's going to get some wins under her belt.
Yeah.
She's going to get some wins under her belt, and that's what she should do. She should fight people that she should beat. And then, again, next year, give her a fight. She said she still wants to box, too, which I don't know about that. That could be a recipe for disaster. Yeah, she'll probably go back and win in boxing.
Yeah, 'cause you spend a lot of time training in boxing. You know,
Right.
you gotta fine tune that grappling
And
the IQ, the MMA IQ.
and your footwork.
I'm not gonna say fight IQ necessarily, but like your MMA IQ, you're gonna have to find
heavy on that front leg. All those crazy things that you do in boxing because no one's gonna shoot a double, no one's gonna hit you with a leg kick. You got to get those habits out, and she's been doing that for a long time.
But even just keep working on takedown defense and then just getting out, disengaging because her hands are fucking deadly.
Oh,
I
yeah,
was like, she's about to knock this bitch out.
Yeah, she did. And she did. So I'm actually pulling for her, right? Being an MMA fan, people like to say this MMA versus boxing bullshit. No, she's trying to be great in two sports. I'm for that. Go do that. Push yourself. Try to be the greatest women's fighter of all time. Like, that's awesome. I hope she pulls it off. Then we get to witness history, right? We get to see, this was one of the most dominant combat athletes of all time.
Yeah. I mean, she definitely looked way better than James Toney,
way better than James Toney.
Yeah, she fought off a few takedowns and shit.
Yeah, so I think she does got a future in the sport. Let's just bring her along. So give her cans. I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Give her cans for a year.
Pad that record.
For sure. And let her, let her go against some grapplers who she can beat. Because I want to see her go against grapplers. I think she beats most strikers. Don't give her a kickboxer yet. I think that leg might get eaten up.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about this week on TUF.
TUF. Ortega's team fucking takes
2-0,
command of the league. 2-0.
Taking out the number one pick.
The number one pick overall, baby Cejudo. Yeah. That's what I thought. I was watching this fight. I was like, man, this guy stands. He moves. He kind of has the same body shape as Henry Cejudo.
It's still kind of a dull season, though. Hoping the wheels get turning soon. You're only 2 in.
Yeah, I mean, I actually prefer this over the fucking reality TV bullshit. It is not the most... I think the version is on ESPN Plus, not ESPN, right? The general audience aren't going to want to watch this, but it is way more training based. It's way more focused on the fight. I do think they should shorten the episodes, though.
Yeah,
I think that's the biggest thing they could do. There's a lot of fill in there, a lot of shit that we don't need.
That's what maybe seems so dull,
Go right into there. And honestly, I think the biggest thing that is hurting TUF is that we have the Contender Series now. And the Contender Series has all the good things that we loved about TUF. And all the bullshit that we didn't like, you took rid of it, and now you're kind of doing like a weird bastardization.
Yeah, you go back
of
and
both.
watch Ultimate Fighters, you end up fast forwarding the fight day anyway,
right?
Like you're like,
And then the Contender Series is great.
Yeah.
I love the Contender Series. The guys get their contract right there. They have the little room afterwards. Dana comes out and announces it. That's cool. That's real reality TV, right? These people future on the line.
And he
their
makes
career.
it apparent you're gonna fight to get this.
Yeah, he fucking makes your dreams come true, or he
decisions.
shatters them right in front of your fucking eyes.
Yeah.
There ain't nothing more real than that.
Yeah.
Fuck living in a house bored to death, making people forcing people to fight each other and argue.
How many times can we watch somebody cook eggs in the morning? Fuck.
Right. Let me bang, bro. I want to bang.
I'm gonna go chill by the pool and
You never let me
read.
bang, bro.
Well, that's pretty much the week. We just have this upcoming fight coming up, and
I just want to know where the fuck the Hasbullah fight is at.
Yeah, where's Hasbullah?
Where's Hasbullah? That fight should have happened by now.
Hasbullah called out Mayweather. You see the video?
No.
What? Oh my
No.
God! He
he's
calls
calling
him
out Connor too.
Let's
He's
go.
like, you know where the real money fight is, Floyd. He's like fucking doing his shit. Got
I'd
the
pay for
gloves
it.
that go
I'd
down to
watch
his
it.
fucking triceps.
That could be Lamar Odom's next fight.
Oh no!
Hasbullah versus
Oh,
Lamar
no.
Odom. Let's go.
Why don't you just put a boxing glove on Lamar's
Hey,
big toe?
I bet you Hasbullah shoots that fucking single on him though, and Lamar has no idea what to do with it.
See him down there just holding
Like
on
a
to
little
his fucking
koala on
ankle.
your
Man,
leg.
this starts gnawing at the knee. What's he gonna do with
Or he
that?
sticks
I bet
his
he
pet
couldn't
monkey
reach his
on him.
knee.
Probably not.
Probably couldn't reach.
Dude, there's
Lamar
no
Odom.
way he could reach his knee. Lamar Odom's knee is probably as tall as his camera.
You doubt Hasbullah?
I just doubt that he can reach his knee.
He has the bloodline of Khabib.
He's got that good ankle pick though. He's got to
He-
get his.
I told you, I
It'll
sent you that
probably
video.
a stretch to get to his ankle.
I sent you that video, the ankle pick, right? He's got technique. He's got
Got to
technique.
pick some
for sure.
toes or something, dude.
Put him in a nice little anklet. What if he put
Put him in a
fucking
toe lock.
Put him in a fucking toe lock.
Yeah.
How crazy would that
Put him in
be?
a toe hold.
Oh my god! It pops out Lamar
He
Odom's
just
knee.
locks his fucking mouth on it.
What is he, a gremlin?
His legs are.
Hasbullah, anytime you want to come on the show, man, let us know.
Dude, that would be awesome. Can you imagine?
Also, congratulations to Tony. He got his motorcycle license. Got a new motorcycle.
Biker Tone.
Yeah,
Where's the
yeah.
helmet?
Riding it. It's somewhere around here. I don't know. What
He brought the helmet to my party yesterday. I was like, "Oh, was that a humble brag? A little humble brag?" I walked in there with the helmet
Yeah,
on.
we riding and stuff.
He's giving Mike rides, but Mike's got to ride in the front.
Yeah, the handlebars.
Still on the handlebars. I'm gonna get a sidecar for you. Don't worry.
Big ass fucking sidecar. I'll tell you that much.
All right,
Fit
guys.
my car.
Like, subscribe, follow, all those things, and we'll see you next week.
Later.